Okay, we're now ready to import. So we go File, Import, OBJ, find your media in your folder. So on mine it's Desktop, More, Blender Files, 2D 3D Objects, 2D 3D Object, More, not Material, Object, Split by Object, Import. There they are. Now with these you want to right click on them and shade them flat. And then let's look at them in wireframe just to kind of see how the wireframes look. Okay. So there are some diagonals in here that we might be able to get rid of. Let's see if we can. We go to Edit Mode, Edge. Let's see if we can grab one of these edges. If we hit Delete and Limited, it worked, I think. Delete. Limited dissolve. Click on that, delete, limited dissolve. We want to do this because it might mess with the light. So we just want to make sure that these are nice and straight. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and switch back to object mode. You're going to have to do that quite a bit with all of these. Looks like. Select the whole thing, go to UV editing, and we're going to be looking for a new UV map. So Smart UV project, okay. And that's going to give us our map. And then we're going to go to face select here, and we're going to select the faces we're going to be doing materials on. So we're going to do materials on that face, this face, this face. So shift click just to highlight them all on our UV map. Okay. I think that's all of them. And so that's our UV map that we're going to export. So now we go UV, export UV layout. We're going to put that in the materials folder. So let's go back here to, nope, Blender project. No, desktop more, Blender files, 2D 3D, 2D 3D materials. And that's where we're going to do. Okay. So now we're going to open that up with Photoshop. There's one I've already done. File, open, desktop. And there it is right there, number 85. Then we go back to our PDF here. We go to 85. And we do a screenshot. Then we'll open that screenshot in Photoshop. So that should go into here. And there it is. Open it up. And I'm going to crop it. Depending on your screen size and image quality, you can see image quality wise in Photoshop here, 14 by 1920, 1425 by 1920. That's a decent size. That should work well with my UV map. If yours isn't coming out that size, you can also go to the resources folder on the OneDrive. There's a folder that actually has all of the full-size images. If you have problems with it, let me know. Okay, so now we pull this off of here, and we're going to put the image right there. So move it onto this screen, minimize this down, and Control T to transform it. And then snap it into the corner. And do the image first. Make sure it's nice and in there good. Zoom way in. Control T again, because I gotta get it right there. Okay. And then the rest of it we want to be white or black. So I'm going to use the magic wand tool, and then I'm going to change my tolerance to like 2 so that it's a real narrow tolerance. Now, click over on this. I need to go under that mask. Okay. Wand it. There we go. And then I'm going to invert selection. And I'm going to G for paint bucket and change my color to black. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to change the rest of the color to white. So I'm going to invert selection again. And G, this time white. All right, Control D. So that's what we're looking for. This is the UV map for that object. So next we file, save it as a JPEG. Oh, I've got to flatten it first. So Control Shift E flattens it. And now I can save it as a JPEG. Save as JPEG. All those hotkeys are really nice. Blender more, materials, save. 702 is a good size for this. Great. All right. Minimize, minimize, back to Blender. And we now switch from edit mode to object mode. Select our object, go to our materials, delete the material, add a new material, title the material as well. Copy the image right there, 2D, 3D, underscore 85. That's probably good enough. Just the number's fine. And then we'll go here to base color, image texture, open, find the texture, open the image, and let's look at it in rendered here. Okay. A few things we notice. We are missing a couple of sides here. So let's go. And also it seems to be, I think it's upside down. Yeah. So the sides we're missing, let's go to object, edit mode, faces, okay, so those two faces right there we're missing. And then now we'll just go to UV, export UV layout, and we'll go back to our same folder again. And then we're going to have to do it again. So don't miss them. Close this PNG. No. File. Open. Okay. Okay, so W, well, yeah, W to select, and then I'm going to invert selection. Inverse, and I will paint this white. Oh wait, black for that one. Okay, and then we'll open our image. And pictures, screenshots. And this one, we do need to, oops. Create a new layer, I guess. All right. Oh my Lord. What on gosh, green earth is going on here? And we're ready to open it in Photoshop. So if we go File, Open, and we open the UV layout that we've got saved. And there it is. Open it up. And then we're going to put this image onto this base. Control T to transform it. And I'm going to actually rotate it because I am aware that it's upside down. Okay. Enter, zoom in really close so that we can check. Yeah, looks good on the map. Okay. And then we are going to zoom back out. And then we're going to magic wand. I leave a really low tolerance on this because it is black and it should be able to pick it up. Switch to this layer. Make sure you got that layer selected. Okay, okay. So I've selected the white space, and then I'm going to invert the selection and put it on black and do a paint bucket. Just fill in these spaces with the blackness. Okay. And then I'm going to invert the selection again. And switch this to white. And go ahead and drop that in. Control D to deselect. And then we file. Oh, wait. Then we flatten it. Control Shift E to flatten. File. Export or save as. I'm sorry. Save it as a JPEG. I'm like, where are the rest of them? JPEG, there we go, save. Replace it, because I already did this once as a demo, but we're doing it again. Okay, then we come back to Blender here, and then we switch back to object mode, and then we delete the material, create a new material. And just call it 2D3D_85. Do an image texture and open our image. And let's look at it rendered. Voila. So that is how we UV map each one of these pieces. Quite a bit of work. All right. Let's do one more just for fun. If you think you got it, you can go ahead and just go run with it. But I'm going to do this one here. Okay, so let's do this one. Okay, so this one has the matte to it. So we clean it up, and now we're ready to export the UV layout. But I'm going to do it in 3 different levels just to make it a little bit easier. So first level I'm going to do is I'm going to select this face, and I'm just going to do the face with the art on it. And I'm going to build this in layers. So File, save that, or no, UV, export UV layout. So we've already, of course, Smart UV project. I think we're going to do it a different way. So I'm going to click on this face, and it's just going to highlight this one face. Then I'm going to create that UV layout for where the art is going to go. And I'm going to do 3 different layers here. So this one, and then let's see if I go with the next ones are going to be the matte layer, which is going to be this one, these little guys inside. There we go. So that is the matte. Do we have all of them? No. Oh yeah, they're just tiny, teeny tiny. Okay, so that's the matte layer. And then we go UV, export UV layout for this one. And we put it in our materials folder. And we'll just title it Layer 2. Okay, and then we're going to do our final layer. So we're face selecting this. Of course, we've got our face selection tool there. And we're just going to grab all of the parts of the frame. Don't miss any, because that does mean you have to redo the whole thing. So just look carefully, making sure you've selected everything, selected everything. Scroll around, and then you export this UV layout. And we'll call this one 3. So yes, the ones with the mattes are a little bit more complicated. Put it in the same folder, export. Okay, now we go back over to Photoshop. This is the image I've taken in from a screenshot and cropped it. All right, so now we are ready to open the UV maps in Photoshop in layers. So let's go to Photoshop and go File, Scripts, and then we will go to Browse. Oh wait, sorry. File, Scripts, Image Processor. No, dang it. File, Scripts. Load files into stack. Okay, that's it. File. I don't use this very often. All right, so we're going to use files. We're going to browse for them. And the 3 that we're using are right here. Okay. And then looks good, okay. So this should bring in all three of them as layers on a new object here. Okay, whatever. There it is. Cool, and it should look just like the UV map in Blender. All right, so that's good. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just do these one at a time. It makes things a lot easier. Done. Where is this one? Okay. And bring it back down. And then A, V, move, Control T, resize, Control T. And what's nice is without all of the other stuff in the way, the snaps work a little bit better as well. So that one, and then we come over here, we'll turn off that layer, go to this layer. Let's merge these two layers together as we're doing it. Merge layers. Turn that one off, turn this one on. And then this one is going to be our matte. So this one we're going to go with white. And zoom way in on this stuff because it's W, click, G, click. All right, I think that's good. So I just magic wanded it and grabbed it. All right, that one's good. Because we didn't change the image, it's still attached there. And then we'll go to this one, Control D. And then this is going to be our frame. So this is going to be black. Okay. And then G. Oh, make sure selected. G. Boom. Black. Boom. 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 Awesome. Okay. So now, and then we don't, of course, there's nothing on this layer. It's just our blank one. Okay. So we'll bring back these layers here. And now we've got a UV map. And all we got to do with this is File, Save As, and put it back into our folder as a JPEG. Oh, we've got to flatten it first. Control Shift E flattens it all out. File, Save As, JPEG, boom, and we'll title it properly. I don't know why we're missing our title. Forget what the title is. Where did our bar go at the bottom here? I don't know. I'm going to just save it as untitled for now. Or here, wait. There's the title. I'll just do that. And it's a JPEG. Save. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and exit. Okay, so now we are ready to apply our UV map. So we go to our materials, create a new one, call it material. 2D, 3D, underscore 59, enter, add a base color, image texture, open, go to our materials folder, 59, we've got our JPEG. Oops, it seems to be upside down. This is actually a good opportunity to show you how to fix it without going back to Photoshop. So we'll go to UV here. In edit mode, A, select the whole thing. Face mode, grab our face. And then come over here and you grab this tool here and then you can go R for rotate. And you can free rotate it, or you can go 180. And that gives you the 180 that allows for it to be fixed. Okay. Beautiful. So that's the more complicated one, doing the matte. We do layers with the UV mapping, and really kind of a sophisticated thing, but also a good trick to know with Photoshop. And, you know, it's nice that this is all contained in one image. It's going to make for a really nice display here. Of course, now I'm noticing, beautiful, that I am missing one little side here. So let's see, is there an easy way to touch that up? Let's go ahead and select our object, go back to Photoshop, and create a new layer with just this one part on it. So let's go to Tab, UV. I'm just going to pretend like that didn't happen. I don't have time. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. I think that's the one we'll use.